All right. Yo, this your boy K there. This your boy Easy, most known unknown Easy also. And I'm giving you a nickname today. Your name is KG the Great.
Take it.
Yeah,
I'll take
yeah,
it.
I like that. Well, this is easy. See, me and if y'all seen what happened with me and KG last time, I ain't want that to happen again. I don't think he did either.
Yeah,
And
but I was expecting it to still go. But hey, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool like snapbacks. Uh, how y'all been doing this week?
yeah,
And
this week in
sports.
sports, there is a lot to talk about.
I know. It's a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
Man, first
I
man.
call I
Go ahead.
call last week like a bye week because the sports was there, but it was hell boring.
Can you say it was boring?
Yeah, yeah,
It was kind of interesting.
it was interesting, but it was mostly boring.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like this week.
I know,
Yeah,
right? Uh, the Bears pull off a 1 point victory. Uh,
sure
I
that
mean,
ain't
I
4 point victory.
hey, look, like I always say, it don't matter if it's winning by an inch or winning by a mile. Winning is motherfucking winning.
Yeah,
Or QB just forgetting the downs. I take it too.
Yeah, that too. I definitely take that every rip, rip. Especially for a legendary QB to forget what down it is. I think the reason why he forgot what down it was because they had a penalty, if I'm not mistaken, a holding penalty, and I'm guessing he thought the Bears accepted it and replayed the down, but the Bears didn't accept it, and it was fourth down, and he thought it was third, but his ass should have looked at the marker on the side of the line and saw the big four by the first down mark.
Do
But
you think that they should have called a timeout on that one, or they didn't have no more timeout? Trying to
hey,
remember.
nobody has timeouts.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
all of them done with timeouts.
Oh, there we
That's
go.
another thing too. If on the play before that his wide receiver get out of bounds, he definitely would have known what down it was
Right.
because he
Oh,
would
that
have had no
makes
time to think
sense.
about it.
Did
Uh,
they spike the ball? They spiked the ball on that drive, didn't they?
nope, they never did.
Oh yeah, they really did.
Yeah, because normally when you
I think he
spike the
would have
ball,
if he
you'll
knew
actually
what
get
was
that.
going on.
You said what? Easy.
I think you said at same. I think I just said the same thing you said. Pretty much, if he
Oh,
paying
okay.
attention, then yeah, it would have worked out well.
Man,
But like I told Mars, you still don't want Brady in the backfield for any certain amount of time, even though that happened this past. That I think we did good up until the end. We definitely got to do better with clock management because I definitely thought they should have did one more run play.
Yep.
You know, let the time go a little bit further. Just because we was in field goal range, and it looked like they trusted this kicker, and he ain't let us down yet.
Was
And
I the
then
only one who was afraid of that?
the kick. No,
I think
I think I held my breath, and after he kicked it, I waited till they confirmed. Like normally, I just be like, "Oh yeah, it's a good kick," or "Nah, he missed." I literally waited till I saw the refs do this, and then I started back breathing.
Yep. Every time it's a kick, man. If you in Chicago, you hold your breath just a little bit.
Man, a
yeah.
little bit. You hold your breath. You get your rosary, your holy water, and all that shit because you just don't know what the hell gonna happen because, oh shit, just thinking about it almost giving me the chills.
So what do we think about the whole little mix up with Nagy and Foles on that hurry up play that he wanted to run, or the hurry up plays he wanted to run?
I think Nick Foles was 100% in the right because the defense was tired. Like he said, the defense was tired. So why wouldn't we want to hurry up?
Yeah.
But it's been that's the same thing that's been happening with Mitch as well. But because it's Mitch, we throw it off because he's inexperienced. He can't really read defenses that good. But
Mm.
we see when he's in hurry up, he's Dante Culpepper. So it's like he clicks when he in hurry up. It's just we don't run hurry up good enough. I'm getting tired of these plays where you throw the ball and the person supposed to catch it and they already 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Those are
Yeah.
those are just horrible fucking plays. Uh, but the defense is the reason why we won this game.
Khalil Mack was a monster.
Khalil Mack should have had 4 sacks. He got 2 flags that took him away. One flag was correct. The other flag, I really wouldn't say was correct because he was already in the process of tackling um what's his name? Tom Brady. He was already in the process of tackling Tom Brady, but they said he put a little oomph on it when he was throwing him down to the ground. I mean, it's only one way you can get a man down to the ground, and that's
Exactly.
to throw him down to the ground. But that's what they allowed.
I mean, they nicknamed it the Brady rule because that's when all the pass rushing stuff got like backed up with all these
Mm.
flags everywhere. So go
Yeah.
figure.
Yep.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
Mac, he needed that game because I think a lot of people, like you was mentioning last week, a lot of people just forget when Mac doesn't get a sack or anything. They don't think he does anything when he does, and
Yeah.
then this game happens.
I mean, I mean, Bruce Arians got some brass balls, boy. To lead 2 tackles 1-on-1 with Mac. Like, I think at the beginning of the game, it was surprising Mac, so he was over pursuing. It was like he was surprised a little bit that he was getting 1-on-ones. So he was over pursuing a little bit. But then it's like he was like, huh, y'all gonna keep doing this? Grunk ain't gonna chip me? All right, we finna see about y'all Nobel Peace Prize back here. And he went to town on that. And I think when Matt got them 2 flags, he fired up the defense because it's like Matt get the flag for the unnecessary roughness. Then one of the offensive linemen want to headbutt Bo Jackson, and then one of we get a PI, and then like they threw like 7 flags in the span of like 18 seconds.
That
I
was the craziest drive where you saw flags. I think every single play for at least a good minute or two.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was that shit was motherfucking bananas. But I liked it. And then the hit with Cal Fuller, I am so glad that they called that play dead because I don't know if y'all remember uh after they called the play dead, I'm forgetting his name, 94. Robert Quinn. Robert
Yeah,
Quinn actually loses the ball and Tampa Bay recovered it, but they had already called it dead. So when they call it dead, it don't go beyond the point of someone picking it up. So because he picked it up, it came back to us. But if they wouldn't have called it dead, uh, they would have still had the ball.
Well, um, um, know exactly. I'm trying to see if you're talking about at the start of it when he got hit and it came out,
Yeah,
or
when he got hit and he came out, when he got hit,
when he turned around and was about to run off, but they called the play dead. Because then I could see them recovering it. But
no, when he got hit, Quinn picked it up and they basically started blowing the whistle,
right,
saying that he didn't have possession of the ball. But Quinn continued through the play like all players supposed to, and he
yeah,
lost it. So if they wouldn't have called it dead, they would have still had the ball, and we wouldn't have had the.
yeah.
They
But
don't
I think
gave him the government touchdown.
that was like a third down play. I feel like.
No, it was
second or
a second.
third.
It was a second. But yeah, that was good, man.
Yeah, and then I also like the fact that I guess I thought we would be. just kind of recovering from that Sunday game, but in a short period of time we improved. At least
No,
that's how I felt they should have played Indy. You know,
no, no, we didn't improve. We still suck. And Nick Foles let everybody know that we still suck by him going back and forth with the coach on the sideline. And he was 100% correct. Um, Today we saw that number one defense get ran on. We saw that number one defense get thrown on and everything from the Cleveland Browns.
I can't
That,
believe that.
that number one defense got their ass whooped from Cleveland Browns today. They gave up, I believe, over 70 yards on the ground to Kareem Hunt alone. And at first, Kareem Hunt wasn't getting any yards, but they kept feeding him the ball. And that's what I was saying. Like, if you keep trying something, you eventually, if you hit a wall enough with a sledgehammer, a hole is eventually going to open up in that motherfucker. I don't give a how good the wall is. Something's going to happen to the wall to where you made good progress.
And that's the thing. We forget about Kareem Hunt because he's been the backup.
I
Like,
never
he was on
forgot about him.
like
I
when
never-
he was on the Chiefs, it was kind of that way where the first 2-3 plays he didn't do anything. And all of a sudden he bursts out like a 50-yard run the next like third, fourth, fifth play.
Yeah.
And then this is where before all the video and domestic abuse stuff came up, this dude was like the best running back in football.
Right. And that's why I'm like, I don't know how people could count him out just off of the strength. If they allow him to get back in the game, he's gonna kill wherever he's
I don't think people have wrote him off, but I don't think I don't think he's blowing the roof off of it good enough to just take Nick Chubb's spot.
No,
that's now if he was in New York, he definitely would have just took Le'Veon Bell's spot. Or some other place like Tampa, he probably would have. But Chubb is doing a hell of a job over there in Cleveland.
Yeah,
you know, that's the only reason why he's still a backup. But yeah, kind of wish the Bears would have got him and got rid of Cohen, but we didn't. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, that showed that today's games were quite interesting. Today's games was quite interesting. Might as well go on, get the elephant out the room and get this part going already. Dak Prescott is done for the year.
Yeah. And I was thinking, I'll be honest, on that play, I was thinking like he probably should just go down. But I get it, you know, he's a big guy, so he probably just felt like he had it. He wanted that first down. I feel like, but in my head, I'm like, he could just go down. He probably should just go down. And then when he did go down, I'm like, damn.
I gotta say this. If I was anyone's manager, like sports agent in football, I would definitely recommend that my client don't play on the franchise tag because it never fucking works out for them. It never do. And if you decide that you want to work out on play on the franchise tag, I will happily remove myself from your situation because as soon as you get hurt and then you think that you're going to get the money that you was looking for the year before that, you're going to be mad at me because I'm not going to be able to deliver. That like the highest dollar amount that he's probably going to get offered next year is like $31 million.
That is if Jerry Jones even wants to even bother, because now we got Andy Dalton in the backfield, or we got him as QB. So I forgot he was on there, to be perfectly honest.
Andy Dalton, bro.
You see the weapons he got?
Andy Dalton. Did you see his first play?
That's true.
Okay. Yeah.
And that offensive line ain't getting no better right now. No, you won't. If they decide to move on from Dak, they moving on from Dak because they didn't drafted somebody, because they is going to be high in the draft. They're going to be extremely high in the draft. They're going to be top 8. If they not, some finna go horribly array in
Someone
that.
gonna win that division at 7-9. Watch.
And I got hey look, I got Washington winning the division with 5 games.
Damn, you really put them down.
I mean, shit. Didn't the Eagles win that division with 6 games last year?
Shit,
Yeah.
they did make the playoffs, didn't they?
Yeah.
Damn,
That's
Definitely.
got
Hated
they
me.
got in the playoffs.
man. I know Cincinnati looking over there like, man, we could just get in that division and win 3 games. We got a shot.
And Jacksonville looking at them too. It's anyone. Like, hey, you
Man.
struggling? It's like go in that division.
Yeah, just go over there. Just go over there. You good. But I mean, I'm surprised that they held on to it. I'm surprised that the New York Giants was able to put up more than 10 points.
Yeah, they came out.
Yeah.
They came out the gate. Like, if he would have got injured before they got that lead, Dallas would that L. Dallas
Probably
would have been holding that L.
Good.
They definitely would have been holding that L.
Okay, but he was not moving that ball the way Dak would.
Oh no, not at all.
I mean, Zeke definitely might be 1,700-yard rushing now.
You're gonna have to
I
be.
can see that happening.
Because look, man, all I gotta say is Andy Dalton and AJ Green. What the fuck was he doing with AJ Green and TJ? Not TJ. Who's your mama?
Tyler Boyd.
Boyd.
Yeah, Tyler Boyd. What was they doing? What was he doing with them? Not a damn.
Dalton
thing.
looked good when AJ Green was on the field, but then as the joke, it was always a meme going around. Once AJ Green got hurt, so did Andy Dalton. He tore his AJL because the one dude he knew who to throw to always got hurt, and then he was nothing.
I mean, he was nothing before that. That was a solid case of the wide receiver making the fucking quarterback look good. That's
Exactly.
what the case was.
Well,
Exactly.
he
AJ Green
definitely
goes
looked
down,
good with a
Dalton
team
tore
like
his
that.
AJL.
He has so much. Well, I get the line is still messed up, but his weapons are pretty good. He's got a good chance.
He got
upside.
CD Lamb. That's all he got.
What you mean? Gallup is doing his thing.
He got CD Lamb.
Although Cooper ain't
Lamb's
been
doing a lot better than what people think.
Yeah.
No, he ain't doing better than what I thought. He ain't doing better than what I thought. I knew that boy was gonna be a monster. I was watching his ass at Oklahoma. I knew he was gonna be a monster.
I always heard his name, but I always heard the name, but I never really saw his work until he got in the Cowboys.
Yeah, no, see, last year I watched a little bit of college ball, and I've been watching a lot of college ball this year. Yeah, CD Lamb was good. And that boy Jerry Jeudy, Sanuk in Jacksonville. It's just Jacksonville ain't had a quarterback since Mark Burley, and that was at the beginning of the franchise. That was what, over 20 years ago? That was over 22 years ago.
Yeah.
They ain't had a quarterback in over 20 years. I mean, Byron Leftwich, he tried, but you know, he a
David
better.
Garrard, he was there for all a few years, and
Who?
David Garrard,
Yeah.
he was after Leftwich.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, that was about it.
Yeah, so yeah, that's how that was, but that was cool.
Yeah, a pretty good Sunday. Definitely some teams that won I thought wasn't gonna win. I didn't think the Raiders would come away with that win over Kansas
Man,
City.
look, I'm betting for everybody that Kansas City plays to beat their asses. I've been losing money, but I won a little bit today. I'm betting for everybody playing against Kansas City because everybody make it seem like Kansas City is just this unbeatable ass team. When
They unbeatable.
The defense got exposed.
Right.
Defense. They ain't never had no defense. That's
Exactly.
why in the games that they scoring damn near 100 points in the game.
I'm never mad at that now since Pat Mahomes is my QB. You can have the most terrible defense as long as you got him under center.
Well, he didn't look too good the first 3 quarters.
Yeah.
I noticed how much he needed Watkins in the game. I didn't think he was. I knew he was like one of his big targets, but I also thought Watkins just started to miss a step because of the injuries and stuff like that. But then when he came back, he started playing a lot better, more comfortable and stuff like that. And then when he went out today, it's just like, who do I throw the ball to? I mean, he still have Hill, but I guess he don't trust his other receivers as much as he do them to.
John Gruden hates the Chiefs, so you knew he wanted to win that game. He put that as a quote. He's like, I love Andy Reid. I hate the Chiefs.
Hey, what can you say? What can you say?
Yeah, that was a good game though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, another interesting game was it seemed like Miami had Tom Brady play today.
We got that occasional Fitzmagic.
They told the 49ers a new asshole.
Yeah, that was like out of the gate. I'm looking at the score out of like first half, like, damn. What's
Like
going on
21-7?
over there?
Man, I'm like, I wiped my eyes. I'm like,
Yeah, I thought I was looking at. I'm like, man, they must be messing up the scores on the like fantasy thing because I know this ain't right. Not in San Francisco.
dang. Yeah. But San Francisco did lose half their defense. I give them.
Yeah.
I would give them that excuse.
I don't know because people ain't really.
I mean, 3 of their defensive linemen went down, and one of them was their best motherfucking player on the team.
I get.
They all went down in the same week.
If we ain't giving other teams the same situation,
what other team lost half the defensive line?
I know Philly's beat up.
This year, yeah, Philly just seems to be the main one beat up.
Falcons is hella beat up.
The Falcons ain't beat up.
They lost like everybody.
They just bad.
Dude, in that game they played Green Bay. I think 2 of their safeties went out. They was already down.
That's two years in a row. They safeties went out in the same game.
Speaking of the Falcons, they lost 23-16.
Yeah, somebody's done over there.
Oh
yeah, no, they did it already.
They just fired their head coach, which
and the GM.
I don't believe it's the head coach or the GM fault. I think if anything, they should have fired the owner for sticking with their ass that long. And I think, and I definitely think that Matt Ryan and a lot of people finna be mad at me with this one, but Julio Jones needs to be traded before the trade deadline. Like, I trade both their ass. I trade both of them, get back draft picks, focus the offense around Calvin Ridley. In that first round, you'll have 2 picks, get your quarterback, get your offensive lineman.
Yeah,
you desperately need. Y'all can call Chicago up right now, offer us Alex Mack, and we'll probably give y'all a motherfucking 4th round pick for him.
That actually may be possible. I thought about that when you said, I'm like, wait a minute. That may be a thing.
You know, then we can go on and move Cody Whitehead back to guard. Alex Mack will be up in the center. You know, like they can definitely start doing the fire sale like Miami did the other year.
They in a rebuilding phase pretty much.
They need to be. But knowing Atlanta, they're going to want to stick with Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan's been overrated. I'm sorry. I've said that for years.
Matt Ryan has always been overrated.
He, day one, had the best offense around him. He had, at the time, Roddy White and Michael Turner.
He had that situation with them? Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Damn, hey, you got a point. Tyreek Hill. Yeah, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce.
Kareem Hunt, Travis Kelce. He arguably got
in the second.
On the not just I'm just talking about right now. He arguably got a top 3 wide receiver. The way all the top running backs been going down, he got a top 5 running back. He has a top 15 wide receiver in Sammy Watkins.
Yep.
A top 25 wide receiver in Holdman.
Oh yeah, him.
However you say his name. Then you got the best tight end in the league. Like, come on now.
Yeah, and that top 3 receivers also Probably the fastest person in the league.
Exactly. And all you have to do is throw the ball. That's all
It's
you
like
have to do.
it's like you run.
Exactly.
Don't worry, it'll get to you.
So, but when I say that, a lot of people are, oh, you're hating. No, I'm not hating. I'm telling you the fucking truth. Like,
I mean, look at Deshaun Watson. Ooh. Hey, you lost DeAndre Hopkins. Oh, yeah, he
what's
was a little
better
more
than Mitch
important.
is he looking right now? Granted, he won today, but Mitch Trubisky is 2-0 this year. So
Yep. We found out that Brandon Cooks is still alive because he's on my fantasy draft and he's been right in the bench ever since I drafted him.
Brandon
And then
Cooks.
he's on the Texans, and I just never played him, and he's been on the bench. He had 126 yards receiving a day.
He is on the Texans.
See, that's why you don't even know because that dude has been non-existent on that team.
How?
That's what man. Your guess is as good as mine until today.
You said Cooks.
Yep.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks not down for Cooks.
He went out, didn't he? He was down the first game, and then he came back, but he was kind of like a non-factor. I don't think
a non-factor until today.
Right, he meshed greatly with the team at first, but maybe like they getting in that rhythm and they finding him because he is like an open field player. So you kind of got that in Fuller. So you got two people that kind of do the same thing in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Stills has been non-existent almost the whole time around.
Stills, man. It's Stills.
He's one of those Miami
like
rejects.
You don't have too many weapons besides his running backs, which is not that great because you got Duke Johnson and then David Johnson, who is making somewhat of a comeback.
All I'm saying is that's what I've been saying all this time. Deshaun Watson only looked like Deshaun Watson was looking because he had targets. Mitch Trubisky was only looking like he wasn't looking because he didn't. Now, granted, Mitch Trubisky still can't read the fucking defense, even if they gave him the play before then. But that's neither here nor there. Like, if you had people that way you could play backyard football, you'll look good. That's basically all they was playing, is backyard football.
Yeah. And the thing is, you can't really take the Texans seriously. They beat Jacksonville, the one team they probably should be beating.
Yeah, true. That is.
They played the other team they should be beating. That division is terrible.
Yeah. Let's go real quick to this historic game that happened today. Alex Smith steps back on the field after over 600 days from a gruesome leg injury. Of course, he didn't do shit, but he was back on the field today in their 30-10 loss.
Well, I mean, after being out for so long, of course, you got to get back in rhythm. And he didn't really want to do that to him first game back. I know he wants to win, but you still want to be cautious. They was already down. It wasn't like, I need to go crazy.
I don't really think it was the whole rhythm thing. I think it was like the team had already gave up. Like his teammates had already gave up.
He was already down.
Exactly. They was already down by like fucking 15 points. So it was like, man, just be cautious. Don't nobody expect us to win anyway. Let's just go. Look, we don't even have a mascot. Our mascot is a fucking W. So it's we'll be all right.
I ain't got a name.
We'll be Washington. We just Washington football team. I mean, the college got a better name than theirs. Shit, I mean, come on now.
That's crazy though when you think about it.
Yeah.
Alex Smith comes back, and then Dak goes down with like a pretty nasty injury, not nearly as bad as Smith's, but bad.
So I re-looked at the thing, right? Because when it first happened, I heard Tony Romo say, well, you can hope it's a cramp, right? And I'm like, dude, his foot going east-west. But like I saw why he said that, because when he said that, Dak had just like I don't know what made him do it. I think he thought it was dislocated at first, but he slammed his foot down on the ground. And it did straighten it up a little bit. It straightened it up a little bit. And he was grabbing the calf muscle. So I'm guessing that's why Tony Romo said, "Oh, you're hoping it's just a cramp." I hope he cleared that up because that was some fucked up shit. Oh, you're hoping
Tony
it's just a
Romo was
cramp.
a commentator's the best.
Yeah, he definitely a good commentator. You
Yeah,
think
the Corona
you
light
think
month.
Jerry Jones gonna call him and ask him to come back?
Nah, I mean, they could. I didn't think about that. He making that CBS money. That dude is getting paid.
Oh,
He
trust me.
did say that
he said
Romo
come
would
back.
be able to finish off some plays better than Dak. So hey, here's your chance to prove that right. He gonna get his old ass fucked up, but hey, why not? You ain't like it. You can still make it to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Your division is so terrible. It don't really matter. You could get Romo back in the game.
I mean, if you get Romo all three of those receivers,
Yeah.
whew. But quickly in other news,
These are the players I never had.
exactly.
He had Dez Bryant that I remember.
Jason Witten.
I forgot about it. Oh man, I forgot about Dez Bryant. Damn.
Yeah, a lot of people did. He went to New Orleans and became non-existent.
He didn't even actually stay in New Orleans. He got injured in the first game and got cut.
I know.
Yep.
He's non-existent.
But briefly in news, very briefly, the Ravens beat the shit out of the Bengals. Next, the Cardinals.
Yeah, that pretty much covered it.
The Cardinals game was pretty good. I'm trying to see if they
Played the
gonna,
Jets.
I don't know, but I'm trying to see if they gonna keep Kenyon Drake just going, or if they gonna remove him and make Chase Edmonds the lead back.
Yeah, you just trying to figure that out because you probably got him on your squad.
That is true, but he also been doing his work. So I felt like they both should have stomped the shit out of the Jets. But
I mean, it's the Jets.
That's what I'm saying. It should have been like a no-brainer. I'm gonna be coming in and kicking your ass.
Their war chant is literally spelling out their name.
It should be SUCK suck because that's all. It's
Bam.
that.
Bam, in that order.
Trademark it.
In that order.
Ugh.
What y'all think about Chase Claypool 4 touchdown day today?
Man,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's why I looked up his stats. I'm like, this man killed today. Whoever got him, because I'm like, maybe he's still free agent. I'm like, whoever got him, hopefully they put him in the game.
Nope.
They didn't.
He texted me like, bro, I left him on the bench. I'm like, ooh. Oh, I could use him.
Painful.
It just depends on who you left him on the bench for. Because some players you just go, you be willing to take the L. Like, even though
no, you're not willing to take a 40-point L, bro.
you're not guaranteed to get that from a rookie every week. So
I mean, it's Chase Claypool though. Like, I don't understand. He is the second wide receiver now. He beat out James Washington for the second string, right?
Yeah.
Come on now. Like, he started off the third string. Now he's
second string.
Second string. And to be honest, he should be first.
Juju just takes up space and he's like, I double team. They're like, oh no, like, oh yeah, that Clayton guy, he open. Like, take him real quick. Like, wait a minute, he open.
Hey, if it gets me more open, yeah, go ahead. You take that.
I mean, I saw Claypool because he went to Notre Dame. So a lot of college
didn't he?
Yeah, a lot of college games that I did see, it was because it was Notre Dame. So, and Claypool, he got overshadowed at Notre Dame because they love to throw to, guess what? Their tight end. Who's they tight end? Cole Kmet.
Oh, man.
Somebody we ain't threw the damn ball to yet.
Now the funny part is with the Bears right now. No, apparently, other than Bears fans, nobody knew that Jimmy Graham was on the Bears until like a week or two ago. I mean, Lebatard Show, I saw a whole bunch of people tweet that. They was like, Jimmy Graham's a Bear? Like, yeah. Like that was like that was a low-key signing that nobody talked about.
Yeah. The highlight of this season is gonna be when we make it to the end and they fire Nagy because his offense ain't doing shit. And they probably and low key they probably gonna keep Pace because although Pace has been swinging and missing on his first round picks, which I think the ownership got a lot to say in that. He's still been hitting the motherfuckers out of the park with his late round draft picks. It's just your offense has stalled over and over and over again. So I think Nagy might lose his job at the end of the year.
It's weird. It's like we get that 4-minute burst of offense, like we did with the Bucks. I almost said Patriots. Wow. But we had that 4-minute burst where it was like, okay, touchdown, okay, turnover, touchdown again. We going in the half. Okay, back to status quo. Let's just look bad again.
Because it's like he makes adjustments at halftime when you don't like it's working. Then you make adjustments and then it don't work. And then come 2-minute warning. Oh, just do whatever you want to do. And then now we move the ball.
To do whatever you
want. I swear that's what it seemed like he be saying. Like, just do whatever you want to do. Just get the ball down the field. And we fucking field. I'm just saying, man.
Like Steve Kerr when he just bothered to not coach the Warriors for a day. He's like, no, do what you want. Do what you want for the half. You figure it out.
Steve Kerr ever coached the Warriors.
Montgomery was definitely better in the game, although they still didn't move the ball as much as I believe.
They didn't move the ball because they didn't give him the ball.
I think they only ran the ball, 14, 15 times, maybe?
Exactly.
I thought they ran the ball a lot more than that.
No.
I think there were only like 7 rushes.
They ran the ball like
14 the third.
Times. And 2 of them was from the damn quarterback. So they only really ran it 12.
Now
that was against Tampa.
It was a low rush attempt again. Yeah, definitely was low.
Yeah. Hey, but another thing we gotta talk about is, did y'all see how Minnesota gave the game up in the last minute and 58 seconds?
Man, I'm sorry, but Russ need to be MVP. Simple as that.
Yeah, he's playing at the level when he did win the Super Bowl. He's playing probably a little bit better than that, I would say.
Because I got done with what I was doing maybe a couple minutes before they did that 4th down attempt. I was like, y'all gonna regret this. Y'all about to regret this if you don't get it. And then of course DK Metcalf wasn't really much of a factor most of the game, and then he became a factor in that last drive.
I needed Tyler Lockett to be a factor, and Justin Jeffries. I was trying to win $500. The motherfuckers cost me some money. I need to talk to you motherfuckers. I need to talk to y'all.
It's like it's weird because it's like Lockett becomes the forgotten child in some games. He go off in like 1 or 2 games, and then it's like nothing out of nowhere.
Because Lockett honestly needs to be the slot receiver now.
Yeah. Because you got a dude twice his size who's better.
Yeah, he need to move over into the slot. If he move over into the slot, I believe he'll have more opportunities to do things, because you got to remember, Russell ain't the tallest out of the bunch. I think all of us is taller than Russ.
Yeah.
So he sees DK head like he's fucking 6'9". Like he sees his head over the offensive line. He ain't seeing Tyler Lockett. but he know he can point throw with Tyler Lockett, and Tyler Lockett is going to be there. But I'd rather know my helmet is right there than not know my helmet is right there. Sometimes, hey, that's just me, and I'm pretty sure that's what Russ is thinking.
Yeah, so you gotta give me more credit just because he's able to do those type of things and find those type of players and stuff like that. So yeah, he's having a monster of a season.
Yeah, but
Yep.
that game literally could have went how the Bears and Bucks could have because Matt Nagy left Tom Brady with 1 minute and 37 seconds.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was
So
yeah,
which
that was
is
kind of
the
scary. I
the
won't
only
lie.
the
I
only thing that helped us out is he had no fucking timeouts. Like if he would have had a timeout, it definitely would have been over. Like we would have lost.
yeah,
Uh,
guys would have
and
known to get out of bounds and stuff like that.
and that's
Yeah,
exactly what the Minnesota. I don't know. I forget who their head coach is, but he was obviously smoking crack before the game, and
Serious.
and it clouded his judgment a little bit. He was cross-eyed for a second. He thought he was the team that was down, and he went for it when he didn't need to. And then the number one thing that he really forgot is Kirk Cousins is his motherfucking quarterback.
Yep.
I mean, you had that's the best performance gonna get out of Kirk Cousins. But when you ask him to do something above his means, which is
yeah.
to be
Yeah.
an elite quarterback, you gotta
I
make
don't
sure you
think he
tell him
ever proved that he could do anything like that on any team he was on.
like if as long as you ask Kirk Cousins to be a average to below average quarterback, he would excel. As soon
Yeah,
as you ask him to go to elite, this motherfucker curl up in the corner like he fighting Mike Tyson.
The only time he looks elite, and even then, that's average. It's like, hey, beat Drew Brees. Okay. That's it. That's the only time he actually looks good because he actually has to score. Other than
hmm
that, he still looks even average at that point.
And can we all agree that Minnesota probably should have got rid of the quarterback over the wide receiver? Because Stephon is balling the fuck out.
yeah.
And
I
Yep.
was surprised because I thought they. Well, I don't keep up with it as much, but I thought they came to an agreement with Diggs last year. So
no, they came to agreement. He told them that he would stop tweeting shit and stop shitting on their own team during interviews. That's the agreement that they came upon. But when his brother tweeted a picture of him in three other team jerseys, I knew it was over with.
yeah,
I mean,
I'll be honest with you. Every year that Diggs was in the fantasy, I was trying to get him. Somebody always
Yeah.
snatched him. But I always wanted to go for Diggs because I know he's an elite play. Like that man catch almost anything. And catch
that's
COVID.
why he had that commercial where everything he touched, his hand got stuck to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the motherfucker you get rid of. Like y'all, it's proven that he catches damn near 80% of over 80% of the balls thrown in his vicinity. And some of them it would have been even higher if he was a taller player. But y'all went, y'all went to the conference with Case Keenum. And y'all can't get out of the first fucking round with the guy y'all spent over $100 million on. Like, in Case Keenum somewhere looking at the TV, like, you should have kept me. Like, that's
Well, when he
simple.
went to other places, he ain't even do as good as he
Well,
did.
I mean, when he went to other places, he didn't have Stephon Diggs. Like,
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs balled the fuck out that year. And that's because Case, I swear, in the locker room, Case, he told Case, hey, Case, just throw it to me and I'm going to catch it. And that's what Case Keenum was throwing the ball to Stephon Diggs. And I know, like, hell, he wasn't seeing him because he was getting sacked or he had a hand in his face. He was just like, Stephon's supposed to be over there. I'm going to throw it to him. And, completion. Like, it was a completion. So it's like, it definitely wasn't the wide receiver. Easy, you on mute. Because you was talking. I don't know what you was saying, but I saw you was talking.
I was about to say, so the way things going, Tuesday, both I believe Titans and the Bills is both 4-0. I want to say I'm hoping the Titans take that, but I believe the Bills are gonna take that one. It's looking like
Titans is look.
no, they've been struggling, so I don't think
Yeah,
they're gonna.
that whole division struggles.
No, this is what I'm going to say about the Titans. I think the league should give everyone who's supposed to play the Titans the rest of this year a W by default.
Yeah,
Y'all can't stay healthy. Everybody in the organization is catching COVID. I probably shouldn't have said that. I should have just said the 19 because well, we ain't monetized on YouTube yet anyway. So COVID. So they demonetize and shit on YouTube for saying COVID.
no, the little secret word for that is the global bastard. That's how everyone keeps saying it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So everyone is catching that bastard, and especially on the Titans. I mean, 3 people got it on the Patriots, but the Titans is just horrible. So I think they need to just cancel out their whole year.
Don't do that to me, Kaden.
Look. You talking about from a fantasy aspect. I'm talking about from a diehard football fan aspect. I don't want to make it all the way to the and then don't forget the Super Bowl falls on my birthday this year. I was gonna throw an epic ass motherfucking Super Bowl party. I need that to happen. So for that to happen, motherfuckers need to stop playing Tennessee because they infected everybody.
I mean, I woke up to the news. They're like, nope, someone tested positive. That ain't happening. That literally woke up to that. It was like, just when you thought you could go back to your practice facility. Nah.
Patriots.
Wrong.
And then what makes it even worse is these motherfuckers went to a high school to work out at.
Oh no.
Yeah. Of course, it was the teammates that didn't test positive, but still, come on now, man. Like, work out in your backyard. I'm pretty sure y'all got some big ass backyards.
So there was more
Right.
positive tests from the Patriots as well. I'm assuming because they postponed.
Just one. I think it was a personnel person though. Yeah, I don't think it was a player. I know they 2 top players in Cam and Stephon tested positive.
Yeah.
I don't know if Stephon tested positive or did he come back clean the second time, but I know Cam definitely came back positive 3 times, and that's why he on the COVID list. I don't think they put Stephon on the COVID list because he
I
probably.
think they said Cam is asymptomatic now. Don't quote me. I think they said that a few days ago.
Shit, that's not looking good for Cam.
Like, don't quote me. Just go put that out there. I heard that.
Check it out.
Hey! I don't know. I ain't been keeping up. I ain't been really keeping up with it.
I think it was like a possible tweet I saw that said he was. I'm like, okay. I mean,
he could
take
be
that
showing
grain of salt.
symptoms. He could be showing symptoms of asymptomatic. Well,
Watch Belichick find an advantage with that. It's like, well, someone got COVID. How am I cheat with the Patriots now? Like, no way.
Y'all love the state team, man. They was
No, I just like the memes.
They was just winning. But in other news, congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers for being the abstract champions this year. I don't think there should be an abstract next to their name, but it's definitely going to be one.
That was an ass whooping.
Yeah, I don't think people gonna let that happen.
Shout
I
out
think
to my boy.
if the Heat took it, then it'd probably been like, yeah, this is the asterisk year. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean nothing.
Well,
But since LeBron took it, it's probably not gonna be.
Shout out to my boy Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
From homeless to finals basketball player leading his team. He led 3 different teams straight to the playoffs in the last 3 years of his career. Shout out to Anthony Davis. You got snubbed for MVP. Sorry about that, bro. And big ups to LeBron James because the stats I'm looking at right now because I ain't watched the game. I was asleep. He brought
Oh,
it.
you didn't miss much. Once it was about
Yeah,
mid the second, it was an ass
I'm
whooping.
kind of glad that they was able to come back and make it a shorter victory
I
than
know.
what it was.
I heard that they
It
had
was
a
about
30-point lead or something.
They had a 30-point lead for most of
But
the game.
but come on now, like Jimmy Butler was exhausted after that last game.
Yeah.
They almost had
yeah,
to
he
carry
stayed
him out.
in the whole game, the last two games. So I already knew he was going
Yeah, so
to gassed out.
Miami need maybe just one more piece. I think Tyler Hero. I hope I'm saying his last name right. I think he'll
No,
take
you're right.
the next step next year. Uh, if Bam can get better at scoring away from the rim, I think that'll help him out tremendously. Uh, but shout out to LeBron James and Anthony
Yeah,
Davis because
the Lakers, they
nobody
had
else nobody else on the Lakers should get a ring. I'm gonna just say that right now.
no, I would
Nobody
say
else on the Lakers should get a ring.
flowing. They was flowing. You don't just get that from AD and LeBron, although they were the majority score. You can't count out Rondo, who just like with the Celtics when he came through with that championship, he put in the work. He definitely put in the work. You got to give. Contavious Caldwell Pope showed up pretty.
Rondo played his ass off tonight. I'm saying Rondo. This
But
motherfucker.
throughout the series, yeah, if there's a person that I would want on my team like vet status, that would probably be one of them because he know what he's doing and he don't panic. He don't panic in the games. I'll be honest.
He don't panic because he ain't doing shit.
He ain't doing shit. Okay,
He ain't doing shit.
Wait,
he's a good defender. So
does JaVale McGee have 3 rings now?
Yes.
JaVale McGee.
Yes. JaVale McGee is being a new age Robert Horry, but Robert Horry was
fuck?
actually doing shit.
yeah, he was
JaVale McGee was just there.
That's the one thing I
man.
can say about LeBron. He gives the players that I be believing ain't gonna never win a chip a ring. Because I
Dwight
didn't think
Howard.
the White was gonna do it. I definitely thought he was never gonna get a ring. I'm like, yeah.
And I'm
Dwight.
looking the reason why Miami lost was definitely because Tyler Hero and Jimmy Butler was tired of shit the day before.
Yeah.
The day before, they only scored 12 and 7. So
Oh yeah, they was putting
and
up.
it's not even like they was forcing it. Jimmy Butler only took 10 shots.
Yeah.
And I can say,
No, by the middle of this. Oh, go ahead.
if you looked at the game and the flow of the game, it was pretty bad from the start from them. Like they were getting open looks at layups and all types of stuff, and they were just dishing it back out. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like this is not how you would play ball on a regular basis. You could tell the tempo was slow, although they was rushing. It was all Lakers had control the whole game. It was no way I could see them winning.
It felt like the game right in the first quarter went back and forth, back and forth. It was just going quick pace, and the Heat just didn't have the power to keep up.
Yeah.
Because I turned.
By
I
that
was
second
watching.
quarter, I'm like, when I because I flipped because the other game was on, and when I came back, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a wrap. This is in the third, and they down by 30. I'm like, yeah, it's over.
Nah, bro. I turned it from because I was watching Lovecraft Country, that game, and a football game. Next thing you know, I turned it for like a minute. It was like a 15-point deficit by then. I turned back to the game. It was like 25-30. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like going into the half. I'm like, oh, no, y'all lost. It's over.
It's question. I don't think it's not a big question, but okay. So as we know, LeBron got his little, backlash for walking off the court during that game with a couple of seconds left, right? And they say that's not good sportsmanship. But then you got Brady on the other side of that, who wouldn't give a handshake to Nick Foles and walked off the field.
Okay. Brady is known for being a sore loser. The This isn't the first time he did it. It's not going to be the last time he did it. And Brady's rebuttal is going to be, oh well, I don't want to. I want to be in less contact with anybody as possible. Even though Mac was in his face all goddamn day. Uh, but yeah, um, Brady's never been said that he had good sportsmanship. It's
Right, but
I understand what you're saying, but it's like Brady isn't the face of the NFL. Patrick Mahomes is. LeBron is the face of the NBA.
well, yeah, you are right about that one.
Yeah.
And it's like Brady did still. Shit, Brady stayed on the field the extra 35 seconds because he didn't know what down it was. You know, you know, he stayed on the field extra. Like I thought he was going to start practicing. You know, you know, I thought he was going to be like, oh, okay, well, we might as well start getting ready for Green Bay in another week and a half. You know, so it's a little bit different from not shaking hands to walking off while the game is still in play. Both of them are bad sportsmanship, but one is more frequently done than the other. Like people don't shake hands a lot. Like a lot of times, like people don't be shaking hands. Like they'll play it off like they wiping sweat up off of their face or whatever while they walking down the line and all that. But a lot of times they don't. And in football, you got this in football, really, you got the mentality of you got a stronger competitive mentality in the players. Like a lot of these players in football is not friends away from the football field. Like if you're not on my team, I'm not your friend. Like that's how a lot of them is. Now the younger generation of the football players, they starting to intertwine a lot more. But a lot of these football players, they not friends outside. Like Tom Brady been in the league for 470,000 years. And I'm pretty sure he probably only got about 6 or 7 motherfucking team like quarterback, probably other quarterbacks like Tom Brady. He don't hit up Drew Brees and be like, hey, let's go hit the golf course. Like he don't do that. In basketball, it does. So and it's like that's just a little bit different. Like I didn't like it when LeBron did it. I mean, I can understand why he did it, but he shouldn't have did it during the game. I mean, Kobe did it, but it was in practice. Kobe said, "Fuck y'all, y'all ain't worth my time." He left, literally left the practice field, the gym. So I mean, but hey,
I still say the worst one was when the Bad Boys Pistons just left. They knew the Bulls was going on to the finals, and they just said, "Fuck it, we leaving." They left with like a minute to go, and the whole starting team just went to the locker room. I'm like, oh, it's like that, huh?
I mean, I liked it. I liked it because when they did it because Isaiah Thomas, bitch, he still is.
He was gonna say it.
He still is. He a bitch. Uh, and I
I
hope
figured I'd ask about that one.
I hope he watched this so he can say something. Um,
Also, fuck Bill Laimbeer.
yeah.
Him too.
Now I don't know how if you watch baseball, Ken, or not.
A little bit.
I know Ernest, his biggest baseball is South Side of Chicago, which I don't understand why.
Yeah,
But the Astros cheating asses got whooped today. Well, not whooped, they lost. It was 2-1. I'm really hoping the Astros like get their ass bounced by Tampa Bay because I really can't stand the motherfuckers. Like I know everybody cheats in baseball. Nobody plays
Oh, yeah.
baseball without a little cheating. But when you can't cheat good, that's when we have a problem. Oh, Sookie. Now come here, Cal. This little boy was in the wedding today. Come here. Family just
Special guest.
come here. Come around this. Oh, but yeah, come around this way. Yeah. You got your top dirty a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
This little motherfucker clean, hey, looking just like it did. Looking just like it did. His mama over there probably saying no, you on the side of her head, but
Yeah,
say hey, say hey.
he ready to go to bed.
right.
Yes, and he just stole some of my candy I've been eating on. Yeah, I know you got it. I see it in your hand. You gonna look back at me like, oh, you saw that? What you doing? But yeah, so I'm really hoping the Astros lose.
Hey man, Tampa been like the little underdog in all this. They beat they eliminated the pay to win team.
Oh yeah, I saw you said that.
Man, I hate the Yankees with such a passion. I hate that team with
Pick your
such a
coat
passion.
up. Pick your coat up. Drop your coat.
Oh, good.
Like they had the microtransactions of sports. Where it's like, hey, we'll pay you. Like, what's like? Hey, you want to be on a good team? We'll just pay you like $80 million just to be there. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, they definitely did. They definitely be doing that shit, and that do be kind of pissing me off. But like
Can't get
people do that.
better.
People do that. In I mean, KG was a product.
The way that won't pay for anybody in Madison Square Garden. So, it evens itself out.
I mean, you gotta look at who's the owner of that Madison Square Garden.
That dude needs to go. Was it?
Dude, like when you get in fights with Hall of Fame players and kicking them up out of the arena, like, come on now, dude. Like,
No, when
this
you
dude
when
did
you
so much for your organization and you want to treat him like that?
oh no, when you got a jazz band that you focus on more than the team, that's saying something. I'm not even joking on that.
Well, the Southsiders got that same type of owner. Yeah, y'all owner is like that. Like for a decade, he focused on nothing but the Bulls, and then for another decade, he focused on nothing but the Sox. And like, come on, dude. Like, if you can't focus on both the teams you own, you might as well sell one of them. And my prayers is that you sell the motherfucking Bulls.
They've been wanting that for they even won that for years. So like fans have been saying Reinsdorf and all them just need to go.
And it's like the thing that really kind of pisses me off about Reinsdorf is like he makes up positions to keep his friends in the organization. Like, what the hell is an executive VP advisor?
What the fuck?
Like, John Paxson is the executive VP advisor. Like, what the fuck is that?
He just be in the office.
And then what's his name? The old GM of the Sox. Like, he's the same thing. Like, you're literally just keeping your friends on the payroll.
Hey, you can't say you ain't never worked at a job or somebody above you don't know what the hell they doing, but they there.
Yep. They just there picking the paycheck.
I mean,
everybody that complained about them.
In my case,
nothing happened.
One of the people who signed checks is like that now. But, it's neither here nor there.
Yeah, so unfortunately.
Oh shit! LSU lost again. I was just looking through the college games real quick. Texas, they got a quarterback who I hope can fall to the second round for the Bears, Sam Ehlinger. I like Brock Purdy from Iowa State, but we're in Chicago, so the first time he throw an interception, they'll be like, "That's not Purdy." So I probably elect to stay away from him because of that. But Oklahoma though, that QB in Oklahoma, that boy Spencer Rattler, he gonna be a number one pick. I need y'all to go check that dude out. If y'all don't, I just seen y'all highlights.
Yeah, you send me highlights.
But yeah, I've been paying a lot more attention to college football lately.
Miami's quarterback I know is getting a lot of noise. Granted, he ran into the thing that's called Clemson, so I mean, he didn't look good there, but who looks good against Clemson normally? I forget his name, but a whole bunch of people really like him because he's basically another scrambling quarterback, kind of like a Lamar
So
Jackson.
you talk about King.
Yep. I mean,
Sure, if we need any more scrambling quarterbacks in the league right there.
it's crazy how that's just become the league now.
That's pretty
Dual
much
pocket quarterbacks.
but I still feel bad for your running backs because your scrambling quarterbacks is taking away almost all of their juice. So,
Yeah, because you got running backs already disposable as it is. I hate to say
Right.
it, but it's true. And then all of a sudden you got the one dude who does your position better.
now,
See,
I don't know if
King,
it's been, 'cause I wasn't always with football, but has it always been a two running backfield? Because I remember the days where it just was running back and he was just running through everything.
no.
No, this
It's
still
always been two running backs.
Okay, and
On
I
good teams.
because usually it's like either the halfback and then the fullback type of situation.
Now on good
fullback's almost
teams,
dead.
on good teams, you always had the dual threat. I mean, like you gotta look at it. The Bears had Gale Sayers and Walter Payton for a while together. Sometimes you gotta go away from it, but most teams definitely still have it.
Okay, I figured
Yeah.
that.
Like fullbacks are almost dead in the league. They only are on
Yeah.
teams that run the ball.
That is hella true.
Because I didn't know Kansas City actually had a fullback until they
Right,
did a
caught
trick
a
play.
touchdown.
I mean, the only people
Right.
who really use a fullback is Pittsburgh, and that's because it's one of the Watt brothers. I fully believe that. I fully believe that's the only reason why they use him like that.
Hmm.
That's true.
But back to that Texas Oklahoma game, I literally watched it 4 overtimes.
It was that game. Okay.
Yeah, because I like the Texas quarterback and I like the Oklahoma quarterback. 45-53 was the ending score.
Damn.
And it's not because the defenses are bad. It's just because the offenses are that fucking good. Like, of course, the completion percentage and all that shit don't be good in college football. I don't know why. But like the quarterbacks always is still the center of attention and everything, and they can go fucking 12 for 47 and still be in the running for the motherfucking Heisman.
Yep.
But I mean, for instance, Sam Ellinger, he threw 30 for 53, 287 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He was sacked a shit ton. He got sacked 6 times.
Oof.
This man had 23 rushing attempts for 112 yards.
Yeah, it sounded like his O-line wasn't working.
No, his O line definitely don't work. Um, and like they be showing it. Like sometimes it look like they just don't even fucking care. Spencer Rattler, he was 23 for 35 because they're more of a balanced team in Oklahoma. They more of a balanced team. 23 for 35, 209 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. He got a better offensive line, so he only got sacked once. He did rush 14 times for 51 yards though, but they running back Plager, that boy rushed 22 times for 131 yards and 2 goddamn touchdowns. That's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah, so
So the projected first round, the first pick for the Jets, let's just be honest.
I don't know if it's gonna be the Jets now. I mean, Minnesota is creeping up that list.
It's either going to be the Falcons or the Jets because the Giants already got a QB.
The who?
The Giants got Daniel Jones, so they gonna at least run that for another year because he has nothing around him.
Yeah, they'll give him another year. Everybody is still going with the consensus pick of I call him Sunshine.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
looked just like Buddy from Remember the Titans. Like he looked just like Sunshine from Remember the Titans. I swear to God. But like he don't be the best. He don't be the best. But Trevor Lawrence is the consensus number one pick right now. Uh, if Minnesota just so happens to fall at that first spot, which they might, it'll probably go defense. Uh, I think the top teams that might get the number one pick will be the Jets, Giants, uh, Lions,
Oh, I forgot about the Lions.
and the
Damn.
Falcons. And all four of those teams can go for quarterbacks. I don't think anyone will go for a quarterback outside the first round, though.
That's the man. Because I just like the Jets.
I mean, out of the first pick.
Because if you look at the Jets, you look at them and it's just like, what do they need? Everything. But you definitely need the quarterback because Darnold just gets killed.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, if you go for a quarterback, the next quarterback is going to get killed. I think you literally have to go for the best offensive tackle in the draft if you're the Jets.
True.
You got to hope and pray that you find what's his name, Joe Thomas. You got to hope and pray that you find a Joe Thomas in this draft that's going to protect your next quarterback or your current quarterback blindside for the next 10 years.
Didn't they get Seattle's first pick or second pick for Jamal Adams? I know it was one.
First. Ooh.
Think about that. They don't need if they have another first pick, they don't need to waste it on an O lineman, the first one. They can always go get one.
No. You definitely still got to waste it on the O lineman because O lineman ain't beat. You're gonna have to waste that first pick on an O lineman if you want a 100% quality offensive lineman. You got to get them in the first team. Very seldom do you find a good ass motherfucking O lineman that falls out of the top 10, unless you talk about Larry Thompson who wanna smoke weed and posting on Facebook the week before the draft.
Can't believe that.
And not saying that you can't find good offensive linemen later in the draft. It's just it's highly unlikely. And then for a team like the Jets, I mean, come on now. If I own the Jets, I'm going offensive tackle and offensive guard. And both of them going on the right side. I'm giving Darnold another year. And if we suck again, guess what? We're going to be in that position again. So then I can get Spencer Rattler because Spencer Rattler will probably be coming out the year after that. So you still can be setting yourself up for a potential quarterback. And then people, always trade their quarterback. I mean, Dwayne Haskins is going to be on the market next year.
Why Joe is not a recruiter in the NFL?
I'm saying,
yeah, like your ass talk like this. I just be thinking about like this nigga know almost everything that go on with this stuff.
Because I be researching this stuff, man. My wife don't want me to become a coach though. She said I can't do it.
I don't know why you probably be too good at it.
You hear? She right here.
He's very He's qualified.
But yeah, so it's like
tell me stuff. I'll be looking for it in the fantasy league. So if I hear about somebody, I'm looking them up just to think about it for the next year.
Yeah, so it's like that's why all y'all up in the fantasy was looking at me crazy. Like, boy, I had a team for the wide receivers, but I had to let Sanoke go. I was mad. It's right after I let his ass go because he was injured the other 2 weeks. He went off like a firecracker. But I can't drop Michael Thomas. My first pick. Can't drop Michael Thomas. And I'm definitely not finna drop Godwin. So it's neither here nor there. But yeah, so it's like if I was the Jets, I go offensive tackle, offensive guard, and then in the second round, I double down and I get another offensive tackle. Because you can find wide receivers later on in the draft. It's gonna be some wide receivers that slip, like the second, because I think they got their first and a second pick this year. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they got their first and a second pick for Jamal Adams this year. So if you got their first and a second pick, I would go offensive tackle, offensive guard, offensive lineman. Don't matter which one you get. Preferably a center because that's the motherfucker with his hand on the ball. Uh, but then I go and I just look like the tallest motherfucking wide receiver on the board. Like that's who I go with. The tallest wide receiver on the board. Because you always it seemed like to be successful in the league now, unless Kansas City Chiefs, you need that tall receiver, you need a route runner, and then you need a speed guy. The route runner should be your slot, tall receiver should be your possession, and the speed guy should just be to open up the goddamn field. You still got Le'Veon Bell for another what, 2 years?
Couple of years.
2 years. So I mean, if you want to, you could try to use him as leverage for a team like Miami that they don't need a running back though.
Yeah, all of a sudden they just stocked up on running backs.
They don't need
kind
one.
they don't, but they do at the same time because they
Oh,
they
and speaking of Miami, guess who caught a fucking touchdown today for them?
Oh yeah, Adam Shaheen.
Adam
Yep.
Jones.
yeah.
And that was his only catch of the damn game.
Hey, when you blowing people out, you start to look for people that you don't look for normally.
And he be taking that approach like he gets the score and he's like, I'm gonna retire right after this.
Yeah, might as well go out on top. Yeah, so I mean the Jets, and I think one of the better things for the Jets to do is relocate your team to Oakland. I
They ain't
think
get rid of that team.
Huh?
Jets got way too much history. They ain't never relocating that damn team,
they
even
need,
though they should.
they need to. Oakland, the Raiders had a whole bunch of history too, and look what they did.
Oh yeah, they went where the money at.
Right.
No, the Jets gonna be a meme. You know how the Knicks said in the NBA draft they said needs and they said everything. That's gonna be this team. I'll never forget that. It said New York Knicks on the clock. What they need? Everything. I never saw it in my life until then.
But the thing about it is, if you get the Jets a decent offensive line and one solid wide receiver and a bunch of complementary wide receivers, and they got a decent tight end, and they have Le'Veon Bell. So it's like if you get them a couple parts, they'll be decent. Now you still might be getting blown out because you gave up the best motherfucking defensive player that you had in the last motherfucking century. Uh, but but you know you can always get another one of them because you're historically you're gonna be in the top 10 for the next 3-4 years. But
you underselling that the next couple of years. Now they're gonna be there for the next decade.
no, but see, here's the thing: if they get an offensive line, like I said, it's too many people are coming out of college where you CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb went to the motherfucking Cowboys.
That's true.
CeeDee Lamb should have been a top fucking 10 pick. He went, what, 16?
Yeah, I think he was 16.
CeeDee Lamb went, I think the only one who went in the top 10 was Jerry Jeudy.
Damn.
Exactly.
That was a lucky ass pick.
Exactly. Like, there's no, like, to be honest, the Jets should have got fucking CeeDee Lamb last year. But they didn't because they the Jets. I mean, you gotta look at it. DJ Chark is gonna be on the market soon because he in Jacksonville. You can always try to put all your eggs in that basket real quick. He can help you out, but I mean, that's that right there. I don't know.
The Jets that's the one team where it's like as soon as the season starts, they gonna suck every single game.
But see, look, the Bears was like that 4 years ago?
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think they never was on the Jets level where you knew what was
But we
coming.
went on the Jets level because the Jets been like this for the past 15 years. But we were at that point where it was like, oh well, the Bears gonna end last in the division. We was like that for 2 years. Actually, we was like that this year too. For the media just don't like Chicago teams at all. I don't.
Nope.
It is what it is. I'm used to it now. Fuck them. But uh, but yeah, the Jets they can they can turn it around. It's just they need a GM who has some type of vision. Like either you got to be a GM for defense or you got to be a GM for offense, but you got to be able to pick on one of them sides. And then if you're in New York, so if you get a solid ass offense, you'll probably be able to recruit defensive players eventually.
Yeah.
You're gonna get those knucklehead uh DBs who their team let them go just for the simple fact that they've been knuckleheads. And you're gonna get those defensive linemen who they just hard head, so we can't really deal with them. You're gonna get them. And those are the motherfuckers that you get them a decent ass contract and they're gonna perform for you.
They have a decent receiver in Jamison Crowder, but you would never know because they don't ever score. The quarterback's always on the ground.
James Crowder, he is decent. He is decent. I mean,
He's on the worst team in the league
yeah, and he decent. I give you that one. I give you that one.
because
But
he actually had a good game, and it showed today, even though it was in a blowout.
yeah, I mean,
But then you're like, this is what
I picked him.
you look at him. You're like, this is
touchdown.
what this could be. Like if he just happened to be on another team, he'd probably be like a decent number 2, number 1 receiver, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, but it's a lot of receivers that's out there that I mean, you're gonna have some receivers hit the market soon. And you can always go and scoop them, but the number one thing is you can have a bad quarterback look good behind a good offensive line.
That's true.
A lot of people always disagree with me, but look at Dak. Behind that good offensive line, he has been good. Most of his shit come in garbage time, but he has been good. He's still
Yeah,
a good quarterback. Uh,
it's crazy how that team has turned into like greatest offensive line we've seen to like the most beat up at this moment.
I mean, that's because motherfuckers, when Corona first hit, all they did was drink Coronas. They wasn't really working out like they were supposed to when they got injured. Look at all the players on San Francisco. Oh, it must be the
Oof.
field. No, it wasn't the field, motherfucker. It was just you guys weak ass legs.
San Fran reminds me of the Phillies last year, or the Phillies. They remind me of the Eagles last year, where everybody just got hurt, and it was like 2 people a week. All of a sudden, they like got into the playoffs, and it was like you saw everyone on crutches. You saw the memes. It's like, yeah, everybody hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
Wentz had no receiver over 500 yards because none of them stayed healthy.
I mean, that's because they number one wide receiver was Alshon Jeffrey.
Yep. And Deshaun Jackson, he was out for a good while. And Nelson Aguilar, who I forgot was even in the league, he had a touchdown today somewhere.
Yeah, they need to check him from steroids. He actually caught a pass in the touchdown.
Right? I saw he was on the Raiders, right?
Yeah, he had a touchdown pass at that. What?
I'm looking like Nelson Aguilar as a Raider. It's that game. Guess where this player ended up?
Yeah, like low key. What I'm saying about the Jets is literally what Oakland did. Oakland, that team is built on a bunch of fucking rejects. Like
Yep.
they tied in Waller. Nobody wanted to sign. They assigned him to the practice squad, then cut him.
Jason Witten came back.
Jason Witten, Hunter Renfro, I believe he was with the Bills. I believe. I'm not 100% sure about that. But yeah, Nelson Aguilar, no hands. Like
Michael Crabtree, he ain't there anymore, but he was another one that was on the team and just so happened to get into a chain snatcher fight with Aqib Talib a few times.
And they had Martavius Bryant for a little while until he got suspended indefinitely.
Damn, you're right. I forgot about him too.
Yeah, so he got suspended indefinitely. But yeah, like that's what the Jets. That's literally what the Jets need to do in these next 2 years. Get a bunch of motherfucking rejects, get them 2-year deals, and I mean you can't have a fire sale. You don't have anything to sell, so you're just gonna have to suck. I mean, Miami was able to have a fire sale because they did have some decent motherfucking parts. Jaguars, they have a fire sale. They got decent parts, but they need offensive line. And
Yeah.
that's gonna have to start up.
When your quarterback is getting sacked and he's not even, no one necessarily hits him, he just falls to the ground. Because that happened last week with Darnold. He just fell. And it was like, yeah, he afraid to get hit. Like,
Man, look, Darnold got sacked 2 times today, and he wasn't even in the game. That's how bad his line is. He ain't even in the game, and he getting sacked.
wait, did Joe Flacco quarterback today?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Man, you went from Super Bowl MVP to the Jets. Ooh,
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
that's painful. That hurts, actually.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him.
I don't. Because he got lucky with that Super Bowl.
He really did.
He's just at the right place at the right time. He probably text somebody, turn the lights off. I'm doing horrible. Turn the lights off.
No, wait, no, they was up like 20. No, they was up in that game. when the
Oh,
lights
they
went
were down. They were down.
No, the Ravens was up. All of a sudden, 49ers look at the game again.
I think San Francisco was up.
No, San Francisco made the comeback as soon as the lights came back on. That's when Kaepernick really showed up. Because Ray Lewis was even saying, he's like, I think it was a curse on that damn stadium. He's like, we was doing good, and then the lights went off, and we was like, oh shit. But yeah, if you check that game when the delay ended, the Ravens was up, I think like 20 or something like that.
Well,
That's the craziest shit in the world. But that's everyone has superstitions about that stadium, about the Superdome. But Ray Lewis and Ed Reed always had a little theories about it. Because that was weird.
well, I don't like Mr. Lewis, but that's neither here nor there.
He had that one tweet from like a year or two ago where he was like, yeah, I got a Super Bowl party I'm hosting. The first reply was, yo, did you murder someone? The first reply on Twitter was like, yo, did you kill somebody?
Because he definitely did. Why the hell would I come to your house and you off him, motherfuckers? It's not giving me.
I'll never forget that. Like, just as the Ravens were running up the score, and then the lights just went off, and there's like an hour break. All of a sudden, the Niners start making the comeback.
Yo, I remember.
I almost won the damn game.
I was at work during that game. Like, I was at work. And we was it was a bar at the job. And I was the officer that was posted at the bar. And I'm like, okay, well, I get to watch the game. And then like the lights went off, and then when the lights went out, like half the people left the party. Like over half the people left the party. And then we came back. Yeah, but then no, I mean, it was pretty even.
I was gonna say the Ravens.
It was
I think they like
21-6 going into halftime, and then the 49ers scored 17 in the third.
Yeah. All of a sudden, the 49ers just
But that's
woke up.
kind of typical though. That's kind of typical though.
I guess you're right for the 49ers. You got a point. Because I just remember
That's kind of typical. I
all
mean,
of a sudden, just wow, that like they were nowhere to be found in the first half of that game. All of a sudden, the lights went off, and apparently they lit up. And I was like, oh, y'all really took this time to think about some shit, huh?
yeah, but when did the lights go out? The lights went off after halftime, right?
Yeah, I think it was like early third quarter, midway through the third, maybe. I know it was way past halftime. I think it was the Niners possession too when that happened.
Well, all they technically had to do was stop them from making the last 2 field goals in the fourth quarter, but they couldn't.
And then there was a lucky no call on the interference. I gotta admit, that was the luckiest no call. I was like, yeah, that was interference.
Yeah.
It wasn't Rams Saints, but it was a pretty obvious interference call.
Yeah, that was interference. I used to argue with people about the Rams and Saints. I'm like, that wasn't interference. If the ref didn't call it, it wasn't that.
Bro, I
Yo,
always
but how unlucky can Saints fans be for them to go through that 2 years in a row?
Diggs catch and then that.
Like the Diggs catch, that was a blunder. That was a blunder on their defense part. But it's like 2 years in a row, it came down to literally like the last fucking play. Last play.
I always joked around after the interference call. I was like, I bet you Aqib Talib threatened the referees like you better not throw that flag. Because Talib was the psycho back then. Like he was with the Rams. I'm like, I bet he threatened the referee and tried to snatch his chain.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll catch you outside after this game. You better not throw that damn flag. And he retired now too. Damn.
Man, I don't understand. I look, man, he should have got kicked out of the league.
He should have been out of the league a couple of years back. Yeah. You snatching people's chains. You biting people when you was on the Patriots. I'm like, yo, you can't be doing this.
Yeah, that's because he ain't run across the right motherfucker. See, because you can snatch my chain. You definitely can. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take my ass on to the locker room. But in the off season, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna beat your ass. Like for real, like. And I'm gonna make sure somebody is recorded when I do it. I'm gonna take that battery charge for you. I'm gonna take that battery charge.
He turned the most irrelevant games with the Broncos and with the Raiders. I mean, it became chain snatching Sundays because you knew something was about to go down. I'm like, he about to do it, and he did.
Yeah. And what's crazy is, man, he lucky it was Michael Crabtree. Because so many things could have went wrong. If you with the right person, they grab that face mask and yank it the right way, you definitely can break your neck. Like you want to. I never saw myself fighting with a helmet on that I got strapped to my face so it wouldn't come off.
Yeah.
So you are at the mercy of whoever grabs that motherfucker. Like you can grab my chain, I'm finna grab your head and I'm finna snatch it off.
The best fight nobody saw, because it was a Thanksgiving game, and my brother-in-law and I was watching it, and it was Redskins and Cowboys. Game was over, and Joe Buck was just wrapping up, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll be back after this commercial." As soon as he said that, Josh Norman or Des Bryant threw a punch, and then it clicked off, and then went to commercial. I'm like, no, go back. Like, all the good shit's happened right as they went to commercial. I'm like, whoa.
Just like the was it last week? When Ramsey and what's his name got into a fight?
Yeah, Ramsey becoming a Talib now.
Ramsey has always been doing that. He always get into a fight with people. A lot of people don't let it really affect them, but like he lucky that the Saints got caught for that bounty gate and motherfuckers can't put bounties on them no more. Well, they can, but they're not gonna do it. But because I'm pretty sure wide receiver would have been took up a bounty for his ass.
It's like him, it's Ramsey, Talib, and then people forget Cortland Finnegan. He was another one. Because he got into that fight with Andre Johnson, and he would just fuck with everybody else too. Eventually, he just retired.
And Pac-Man. But Pac-Man was more of a problem off the field.
Yeah, more problems off the field. Yeah,
off the field. Shooting people and shit.
You ever heard that rant he did on I forget his name, but he played for the Browns. Oh, it was after the game. This dude, the news people's in there, and they was asking him about some player, and he didn't even let them get the words out. He was like garbage, and he just kept saying it. His teammates rolled in. He's like, "Hey, there you go!" And they pointed in the trash. And like, "Get him out of there!" He's like, "Better find somebody else to play with." Like, you couldn't have had a better like wrestling heel like Pac-Man Jones.
Yes, true. That's true.
And then Talib him and Talib would have been a tag team because it happened the same week. Talib like chop blocked somebody or one of his teammates got chop blocked, and he ran off the sideline tried to fight the dude. I'm like, oh, you would stay ready. Like he wasn't even in on the play. He had his helmet on. I was like, fuck, I'm about to beat his ass.
But yet they was kicking motherfuckers out for smoking weed, but not shit like that. It don't make no sense. But it is what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah. Well, this has been a long one. We started talking about college shit and their goddamn thing. I think the only thing we didn't touch on was soccer and football and wrestling. Which I know, I think SmackDown had they draft last week. I'm like, draft.
The big thing that happened there, I'll say this: they split the New Day up. That's big because they've been together for years.
Oh, so that's what happened with. I saw saying something about New Day, and I'm like,
yeah, Big E is on SmackDown. Xavier and Kofi, who just came back on Friday, they're on Raw now.
And they even fight with each other now, right?
No, Big E is getting this singles push. And I guess they just said, you know what, let him do it on his own. So who knows what the plan is, but honestly, the way it's going, I'd have him fight at Mania. Like, you have more than enough time to build this with him. Just do it right, which WWE doesn't ever. But build it up like Kofi. Like, Kofi was a surprise guy that they were just going to throw into an Elimination Chamber match. The fans got behind Kofi, and they're like, no, we getting him to Mania. That was the one time they listened to the fans, and they actually let it happen.
Yeah.
So, hey, Big E's been deserving of it, too. Yeah. So, we'll see. And tomorrow, I think, is more draft stuff, so we don't know who's going to be where, but it's official. The New Day, they splitting up after Friday. I think Friday's their last match on the same show.
Hey.
I know. I don't get why they split them up.
I don't. You know what? I really stopped watching wrestling when they started doing that Raw roster and SmackDown roster. That's when I really stopped watching it because it was like, okay, now y'all doing a little bit too motherfucking much. Like, because now if this champion is on Raw and I'm on SmackDown, how am I gonna get my title shot? But hey. It is what it is. They should have just left it like it was. And just everybody can fight any goddamn day.
Yeah.
With the up and comers up on Saturday. but
AEW, if you ain't checked out AEW, I would. Like
AEW. I ain't checked it out in a while. I ain't watched it in a while though.
Man, if that feels like the old shit we watch, where they fucking each other up and there's blood and all this other shit going on.
Oh, so that one is the new World Wrestling Federation, not this entertainment shit. Okay.
They got Jericho's base. They got all the experience over there. Jericho's bait when they
Jericho like lose the belt like in real life.
he lost it, but he lost it to Dean Ambrose, John Moxley.
Oh, I'm saying like then he lose it like he was out and about with it and left it somewhere.
He lost it here. I was like, man, we got some diehards here.
That's the last time. That's the last time that I hear a Watch Team thing. It's like Jericho has lost the belt. I'm like,
someone took that shit.
Ain't he still the champion? And then it dawned on me like, no,
they found it.
Like lost the belt.
Like fans took that shit and then they found it.
Yeah.
And that was funny. That's like, oh yeah. I'm like, I don't think they realize that we actually care here. Like people will take your belt if you don't put it somewhere.
Pay attention to it.
That shit was so funny.
Try to get one in for everybody that's watching after these Monday and oddly Tuesday games. I wonder how that's going to go for fantasy. Like, is that going to go for your next week points?
They already said Tuesday's going to go for this week.
Okay, well, we
I know it's weird. I don't get it either, but sure. The game with the Patriots and Broncos that got shipped over to next Sunday, so that's completely for the next week. But the Bills and Titans game, that's for this week. The Tuesday game. It's weird.
That's gonna be odd. I mean, give me one more day of football, but
right.
Odd. All right, well, we'll come at y'all later. I'll let you KG the Great. That's your name now. When everybody asks you what's your name, it's KG the Great.
I'll take it.
All right. I'll let you later.
All right, man.
All right, later.